Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami. I'm a student living and studying in the Philippines. In this video, I have a guest with me. She's a graduating student, medicine student, and today she'll be sharing with me her struggles during clerkship. Can you introduce yourself to my vlog?
Hello, my name is Bhupati Darshini and I'm from India. I'm going to soon to be graduating medicine. So what do you want to ask?
Okay, guys, you guys have heard from her. How did you know about studying in the Philippines?
So I get to know the Philippines education through my one of an agency. They told me that they gave me the idea of going to Philippines because it was somewhat similar to India, both the economical and the climatization. So I mostly prefer to go to Philippines more than any countries.
Oh wow. So how has it been?
Yeah, it was like to be fair, it was a roller coaster rider. Yeah, many kind of emotions, especially the fourth year. It was so much difficult for me to cope with it. The clerkship, it's like uh, the language. It's the main problem for me. The first 2 months, I really struggled for a way to find it. Should learn some of the Filipino language. It will be so much helpful if we learn it. During my first 2 months, I asked help from the nurses and some of my seniors. So that's how I learned it. Or else, most of the time, we will ask the patient if they can read. So if they can read, then we will use the Google translators. If they can't do it, we will use it like actions.
At what point did you start going to the hospital during your course of study?
Uh, what the?
Fourth year?
Yeah.
I thought you guys normally have like hospital like
Yeah, we had it. During third year, we had rotations. It's like ward work. But during that time, we had Filipinos with us. Filipinos and Indians are mixed in a group. So most of the time, the questions will be asked by the Filipinos and the physical examination will be done by Indians. So we didn't have any difficulties during that time.
you struggle with language
Yeah.
barrier.
Mm-mm.
So how were you able to fix that?
Ask help from patients, guardians who are nearby. If anyone knows English, then we will translate to them and we will ask help from them. That's how we survived in that environment.
So let's just say for instance,
Mm.
you find yourself in a situation whereby there is nobody readily available to, let's say there is no, the guardian cannot speak English fluent. Sometimes it's not that they cannot speak English, but maybe the accent,
Yeah.
they cannot understand you. How have you been able to ask them few questions?
We learned a word like, what is your name? It's like, Ano Pangalan po. Pangalan means it's a name. Apelyido, it's a surname. So some of them will ask, ano apelyido or ano pangalan po. So they can understand and they can talk. Then the masakit is a pain. So we learned the bodies. Ulo means it's a head. Tiyan means it's stomach. Dibdib means chest. So we will be like, ulo masakit na meron. Meron means it's yes. Hindi na po means no. So if we will ask it like, ulo masakit na po, dito masakit na, then they will understand you. Somewhat they will understand you. By actions, they will understand. And the way they are telling, we can know that they are expressing their pain. So we will ask it. And we will ask them to rate it. And we will ask them before, do you have any pain? Like, they can understand us with words, single words before, after, like that. Suppose means it's after or done. That's how we learned it.
Wow. How difficult was it for you to learn the few Tagalog you know now?
It was so difficult because I couldn't memorize the words correctly. The pronunciation was so much difficult. I will ask it in a way the patient won't understand, but I know what I'm asking. The way I'm telling the word, it's kind of different from them.
Okay.
So eventually, I will talk with the patients. If I have a patient, I will have a long conversation with them. So if I talk with the patients regarding what you did, what happened, like that, we will ask history. So it will take a more time to ask it. We will have a bonding with the patient. We will create a bond. So if you see the patient next day, they will talk with you in that way. And eventually you will learn the language. If you stayed in the hospital for 1 year, after 6 months or 2 months, you know what they're speaking.
You are going for internship.
Yeah.
If there is something you wish you know, can you share with me?
The first thing I wish I would have known is language. Because the language is very, very important here in Philippines. Those who learn the language or those who know the language, they have many benefits inside the hospital. They can talk with their residents. If there any problem rises or if you want to speak your voice out, you can talk it out without any barrier. Because English, it's not like an The words are so similar for every ages. So it doesn't show that we are showing respect or anger. But it's different with our mother tongue language, right?
Yeah.
We can show our emotion in our language the way we are speaking.
Yeah.
We can make them understand our situation, but
Yeah.
it is not easy with English.
Yeah.
In every situation, English will make us tell a statement. Our dialogues will be reflected as a statement most of the time in the hospital. So if you know the Tagalog, you can survive everywhere. It's so easy.
Yeah.
We don't have to be dependent on anyone. We don't have to search for intern or nurses or colleagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you knowing the language on your own. Because even me for myself, if there's something I wish I knew is in my first year as a nursing student, I wish I learned the language. You know why? Because sometimes when I get into the hospital and then the CI assign patient to us, and after asking Anu Palamo, all those things, I don't know how to go further. So I have to wait for my classmates to be done with their activity. And that's when I'm able to do mine. And I always feel bad because it feels like you are always left behind.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it because everybody's already done
Yeah,
with
I can understand it. It's like we don't have anything to do without their help. We are
exactly.
totally dependent on them. And it's like we can't speak our mind out. We will have so many questions in our mind, but we can't tell it to them. And the way they will ask, they will miss out some points.
Yeah.
And we will ask some points, important points, but the translator will miss the point.
Yeah.
So the blame will be upon us.
You not knowing the language, does it affect you in any way?
Most probably I will be tell like 50-50 percentage because even without language you can survive if you have the will to survive. That's the thing.
So have you had any incident of misdiagnosis as a clerk student?
Yes, so many times. During my class, it's first rotation I had it. The way they will tell me it's about different things, but the understanding it's different.
Okay.
But when I get to know, when I see their chart, I will be like, oh my god, it's really different from what I thought. I experienced that one.
Do you think it's language that was the problem at that point, or it's just a student error?
Most of the times I thought, during whole throughout my clerkship, I thought, why I didn't learn the language? That's the thing I regretted.
Even me, I regret not learning Tagalog because, like, you know how you are a foreigner and Filipino people are very welcoming.
Yeah.
So when they see you as foreigner, they are eager to like communicate with you.
Yeah.
And now you cannot speak the language,
Yeah.
so you just have to like stay away. They want to interact with you
But
as
there is no way to interact. If we know their language, they're so much friendly with you. Even in their English, they are so friendly with
yeah,
us.
and now imagine when you can speak the language, they'll be more relaxed.
Yeah.
What is your advice to upcoming medicine students if they find themselves in the Philippines?
My advice would be try to learn the language. That's my first most advice because we are left alone here. We are the only person who can save us, and we cannot depend on our classmates or colleagues all the time. They won't be with us because during our rotation, only one person will be assigned to ward, ER, everywhere. So it's really difficult if you don't know at least a bit of language. So the advice would be from the first year onwards, try to learn a little words. Then if you go to fourth year, you will know how to organize a sentence.
Yeah.
You will have a lot of communications with them.
You eat their food?
Yeah, I like their food especially. Yeah.
So-
Their food are tasty. Though it's not spicy like my country, but I like their sweetness. I like their empanada, then lumpia. I like their food more.
Are you vegetarian?
No, I'm non-vegetarian. That's
So-
how I'm able to survive here.
Oh,
It's really difficult for vegetarian to survive.
to survive.
Yeah.
But you can eat anything.
Yeah, I can eat.
You
Yeah,
eat pork?
yeah, I eat pork. I don't. Yeah,
Oh, I saw you eating.
yeah.
Just now I saw you eating. What's the food?
Beef and chicken.
Huh?
Beef and chicken.
Beef and chicken. So, all right, I'm really impressed because it's not easy to be a graduating student. What do you love about the Philippines before we go?
Mm, this country taught me many things. They taught me how to survive alone. That's the one thing I love most because they told me be independent. They told me you can do anything, no matter whatever problem rises. You can survive. If you have the will, you can survive. That's the thing I love about it.
All right. Thank you for sharing your journey with me. So, guys, you guys have heard from her. Just so if you're an aspiring student trying to move to the Philippines, learning the language will save you a lot of stress, especially when you are a medicine student or a nursing student, because You can't avoid interacting with the locals. So learn the language. Now catch you guys in my next video. Bye.